record button. So yeah, we're going into November, just kind of some programming updates. We are enhancing our training calendar considerably. And along with that, I'm finding myself with shrinking bandwidth to do 3 next level sessions a week. This started in October. So we're still going to do 1 session a week. I believe those are going to be Tuesdays at the same time. But you guys are going to find that there's going to be a lot more stuff going on the regular training calendar. And to kind of make up for the drop in the next level sessions themselves, I'm hoping to be able to create more actual training modules and content inside of the current members area. I can allocate that bandwidth and time there. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. If you go into the KV Core now, you might see, I don't know if it's live, but under support and training, you'll see this courses and webinar schedule, this new menu. You'll actually also be able to access your next level content. Most of you will directly from the dashboard moving forward. This is being rolled out gradually as we come into November. And I think this portion is already live. You'll also see the webinar schedule, the training calendar here. Going into next week, there's going to be 4 quick start sessions a week, which are kind of geared toward beginners with KV Core. So a lot of you guys listening right now might not be too applicable to you, but one cool thing that is going to be happening is an Inside Real Estate Open Q&A session with a trainer. And I'll personally jump on those from time to time, or I may be the host on those as well as the rest of the training team. So that's kind of why we're scaling back a little bit on doing 3 hardcore next level sessions every week, but we're going to get another session in here. It may be 3 o'clock East on Tuesdays for just next level hard hitting content, like a members update. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. Any of you guys listening to live, if you want to give me feedback on what you think of that. I realize we're all busy. I sometimes wonder if 3 is too much anyway, like who has time to show up for 3 webinars, but I know a lot of you guys are here a lot and I do appreciate that. I really do. Hopefully, it's been good this year and hopefully you're down to keep attending these. But as you can see on the calendar, we're going to have those basic sessions. And then every day at 4, you could just hop on and talk about whatever you want with a trainer. It's kind of an open Q&A. That's 4 East. And then we have our new product update session, which I'll be doing at 3 o'clock p.m. Wednesdays, which is kind of a product deep dive on what we're doing, but that could kind of take the tone of some of these next levels as well. So somebody just chat me in and say, okay, Ryan, we hear you. You can stop rambling on about that. But that's the programming update. Keep an eye out. I will also be emailing you guys and letting you know as we add more and more actual training content to next level itself into the members area. For today, I don't really have a lot of specific content other than a few updates that I'll talk about, and then I'll let you guys kind of drive what direction we go in. So the updates that I have pertain to about a week ago. It was last Thursday's session. We did a listing ad for this property here, and we did a YouTube ad for it and no other traffic. It was 2513 Beach. Here is the ad on YouTube. And this thing has generated a fair amount of clicks, but it only generated 3 leads. So I spent about $70, got 3 leads. Not exciting, but when you're running traffic, that happens sometimes. And what I wanted to kind of do live today was to change this landing page. I'm going to blame the landing page, right? That people got here and they just didn't want to give me an email and a cell number or any other info. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of change the landing page. I'm going to use the one that's in the listing playbook and see if that performs any better. And also I'm going to create a version of the ad that maybe just drive straight to the squeeze link. I will say though, for the $70 spent, there was one very promising, legit lead. So you never know, you might only generate a handful of leads, but sometimes if it's the right one, it works out well. So this is a $700,000 property. And I think that just goes to show that the nature of this business is sometimes you can spend more for lead. You can see here, we've got 1, 2, 3 that came in. 2 of them actually appear to have texted back. Maybe just this one did. Surprisingly, through the landing page, we did get a real cell number. That always kind of excites me. But you can see there was nice conversation going back and forth about this listing with lots of questions on it. So that's worth, even for the $70, just to kind of pick up somebody who's actually in the market and wanting to buy something in that price range was kind of a good result. So I'll just show you guys here on the screen. I'm in my Google Ads account. I'm looking at the ad, kind of bring this, kind of scroll down a little bit. Actually, let's go back to the main dashboard here. And you can see I've scrolled into the ad, but if I want to copy this and change the URL, which is what I want to do, and I want to change it out so that these conversion numbers go back to 0. Another thing I noticed, I drove the traffic to a page that didn't have the conversion pixel installed. I drove to my subdomain and the conversion pixels are all on the main domain. So that was a goof on my part. So I'll adjust that as we do this as well. But what I can do is I can take this ad, I can click edit and click copy. And then I can paste it into the ad group. Now, I don't believe I can actually paste it here. Yeah, once I click paste, it'll now ask me to pick the campaign and then pick the ad group that I want that to be pasted into. It's a little bit of a non-intuitive thing to do. But if I hit done, it'll ask me if I want to pause it after I paste it. So that's what I'll do. And if it already exists, I will create a duplicate. So I'll paste. And this is definitely something we should all be doing with our paid traffic campaigns is, go look at the ads you did and then try to split test and improve on them. In this case, it was clear that I needed to get a better cost per lead going here. So I'm going to try a different format for the landing page. So this one is paused. I'm going to let the other one keep running for a second. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the little pen here. What's concerning me is I won't know which is which. So I'll leave this one paused. But I'll click the pen here and I'll click edit. And what I wanted to show you guys was the use of this landing page that is included with the listings playbook, which I had totally forgotten about when we did this last week. So if I go to the dashboard and I go to promote a listing, I want to see how this works. Let me see if it works out okay. So I'm going to go to the listing in particular. I'll hit start promoting. And if I just go to the quick sheet here, it already builds out landing pages and direct property links. This is kind of really handy. It even gives you your virtual tour if you happen to have one attached to the MLS. So this makes it really easy to grab this stuff. And there's even a squeeze link that I can use. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to run the traffic at the squeeze link, and I'm going to run the traffic also at the landing page. So I'm going to copy the landing page, show you guys what that looks like here. I just want to see if this converts any better, than the page I had. So, and you never know till you try it. So do this here. Final URL. I am going to get rid of the subdomain because I'm not sure about the tracking. Here we go. The click-through rate was fine off the ad. It was actually quite good for a YouTube ad. We're paying about $1 a click off the YouTube ad. So totally happy with that. Just the conversion page wasn't great. And it could just be that people are clicking off YouTube and they're like, I don't want to give you my contact info. I'm not that interested. The property just looked interesting, right? So sometimes that's it. Maybe it's not the landing page to blame, but let's try. So I save that one in. I'm going to activate this one. And then I am going to pause the other one because I have enough data there to compare to. Now, what I'd like to do, wish I could name this. See something. See how it's called ad one? I'd like to be able to demarcate. I don't think I've ever. Oh, here it is. Yep. So my ad name is going to be a playbook landing page version. Right. I can do it like that. So I'll know what it is. And then I'm going to quickly copy the other one, copy it again. So we'll do check it, edit, copy, edit, paste, pick the campaign, pick the ad group. Oops. Hit done. Pause new ad. Exists. That's a lot of steps, isn't it? And then I'll copy it again. And then this time I'm going to use the squeeze link. So I'll copy that in here. And we'll see what happens. This is definitely, again, it's a $700,000 property. It's an awesome location. It's definitely one of those listings that you want to get as much out of as you can. There's been a few deals that have fallen apart on this, I think. So, it's nice to have a listing hang around long enough, of course, to actually generate some leads around it, right? So did I do this? Let me see. Did it paste? Thought it did. Cool. Thanks for the comment, Dennis. And then after I get done with this, you guys can chat in if there's anything else that you'd like to talk about today while I kind of mess with this here. Oh, I see. It's down here. There we go. Here's the paused second version. So I'm going to edit that one. I wish they let you name the pasted version, you know, because I couldn't, so you know what it is, like make you name it before you paste it. So this is going to be squeeze URL version. And then I'll be able to let you guys know next week, maybe if we get better results, because the only thing that's going to be different here, all the ad creative and copy is going to be the same, but the only difference is going to be our URL that we're driving the traffic to. So we'll be able to tell, and it should track, you know, which one performs better, if any at all. Cool, and then I'll enable this. But otherwise, the numbers on this were fine. They really were. We saw, again, a view rate of 5.75. That's fine. The conversion tracking wasn't working correctly because I drove to the wrong place. But $1.10 over on the right here for a click off of the YouTube ad, really good. You know, that's kind of cool. So it's just a clue, guys, if you have listings and you want to watch that session from last week where I just kind of recorded a quick screencast video about the property, that video appears to have, even though it was pretty hokey, pretty bare bones, not a lot of work put into it. I just did it live on the session here. It's performing fine. Now I can definitely go back and try to beat that $1.10 per click by, you know, improving the creative. But when we're talking about listings that are going to sell in this market really quickly, time is of the essence. So I'll let you know how that goes. But YouTube, guys, definitely a viable traffic source, paid YouTube ads. Everybody talks about Facebook. Everybody talks about Google PPC. There is traffic out here. I could easily be sitting on camera offering a list of golf homes or a list of foreclosures or anything else. And you can see here, it is possible to get traffic through a landing page, generating leads and conversations into KV Course. So that's my soapbox for today. Definitely don't forget about YouTube ads, and it is possible to get them to work. And man, the activity has been blazing here on the site. I love to show you guys this because this is what happens when you do this stuff. I mean, look, this is just today, the conversation's going back and forth in this account, you know, just people talking. It's these conversations that lead to closings. All right. Anybody who's listening, I know we don't have a huge crowd today. I have been so busy and not promoting these enough to get enough of an audience that we have a lot of buzz, but there's about 10 of you here. Anybody have anything that you'd like to see us explore next? Any topic, Facebook ads, Google, building a landing page for a specific niche, smart campaigns. What else we got? Do you have questions about any of our marketplace products? If you don't chat in, I'm going to try to sell you a marketplace product because we have a kind of a hidden gem in here that needs to be rebuilt. That is secretly awesome. So you guys have like 10 seconds or you're going to get a little bit of a pitch from me. All right. I just want to highlight something. And I do believe the name of this may change. You can have a copy of this broadcast. Yeah, this is being recorded, Camilla, and we'll post it to insiderealestate.com/webinars a little bit later today. So if you go to insiderealestate.com/webinars, we post a good number of these here, and they're also always in the next level members area alongside all of our other trainings for next level users. Great, good question, Dennis. So I'll leave that loop open about marketplace, and I'll get to that. Dennis' question is, how do you get a conversation going without a lead without a reply email function? So do you mean that you're unable to reply? I might not be understanding. If they're emailing or texting you as a reply to your Smart campaign, shouldn't you be able to get right back to them? But maybe I'm not understanding what the missing functionality is there. I will show you the specific example that I just gave, how that conversation happened. You know, when we built out the ad last week, we attached that to a Smart campaign. So Gloria, I'll get the recording up and it'll be on that link in about 2 hours. Okay. Yep, it'll be up there at webinars. As soon as we hang up, Zoom will give me the file and I just need to upload it to YouTube. So definitely will happen. But what happened was we had this 2513 beach. To give you guys more context who weren't on that webinar last week. So I'm kind of searching here in the Smart CM for that hashtag. You guys know you can do that. This particular one, scroll all the way down here. So it kind of came in, the hashtag was added, contact assigned, sent email and sent so my campaign sent an email, right? It said 2513 Beach, details inside. And then I said, hi, thanks for checking out property info on our website just now. Are you looking to buy or sell or just browsing? And then this was the reply via text. So it was a long kind of, the person was interested in the property clearly and had a lot of questions. This is the stuff we love to see, right? She just kind of went at it. And then from there, I don't have bandwidth to work actual leads. I gave this over to Delia, and Delia is doing a great job talking to her, of course, as Delia does. So Dennis, maybe I didn't understand the question, but the reply came from the text that the system automatically sent. And then when that came back in, you can just talk to the person from within the dashboard. Right over here on the right, I can click respond, right? And maybe you mean the email. Maybe there's not a reply to the email. Oh, yeah, maybe I'm not. I haven't replied to an email directly from here in a while. Maybe that's what you mean. If there's no respond to the email, you can just click the send email to the person from right here, right? So if you just click send email and just kind of reply to what they sent. That's a great question, actually, because I don't know. I would have to play with that if this actually puts a respond link. This text has all been going on by text. And that's the other thing. We know this, guys. Emails are a lot harder. People still look at their email, but man, if you can get the real cell number, that's why I love Facebook. The response rates are great here. What I just think is great is that even though the phone number was optional, some people will actually give you the real cell number, which is what happened in this case, because it was a landing page, not a Facebook ad through a form. So I love to see that. And, you know, that to me, we hear some feedback sometimes like, well, why is the cell number optional? And the answer is, if you require the cell number, what do you get? You get fakes. So you're like, I'm just gonna give you a fake number. But if it's optional, if they do give you the number and it was optional, well, it's probably gonna be real, right? There's no reason if it was optional not to do it. So it saves you time chasing people with bad numbers. So Dennis, you want a thread. I get it. So Dennis is saying he'd like to have a threaded conversation so that when you reply, it shows the context of the email. You know, that might be something we can do. I'm not sure the technical aspects of that, you know, with the product team, but it's definitely something that I can kick over to the product team. I'll just make a note here in my trusty notepad. Threaded replies to emails. I'll get that over to Xander and Ken to look at. Yeah, definitely. It does. Yep. But yeah, good point. So what I was going to bring up was the get buyer leads option. We've done some sessions about the dynamic carousel ads. And when I build those manually, it's a little bit of a next level process. We do some geeky stuff on these sessions sometimes, but it's kind of cumbersome to do, and it doesn't create a lead ad that collects name, email, cell number. It just runs an ad that gets you a ton of clicks from your listings, and looks really cool. And I'll show you guys the one we did a few weeks ago. I don't even know why I don't have it on. Sometimes I turn ads off because I know I'm going to be out of town for a few days and I don't want them to go too crazy. But let me turn that one back on. I don't want the spend to go too crazy. It's wrong account here. But what I'm talking about is the carousel where it shows multiple pictures inside of the ad. So let me just do last 30 days. Hopefully it shows up here. If I do last month, you guys see me doing on the right side. This is kind of how you can filter in Facebook. So a lot of times I'll find myself going back looking for another ad, and then I have my campaign delivery only showing me the active ads. So I'm going to unhook that. So I'm basically looking for a paused ad, and you can see I have my dynamic catalog feed ad. Yeah, for some reason the ad's off, but the campaign was still on. So I must have just tripped over something. That happens. Accidentally thought I was turning off another ad and turned this one off. So I'll go back in here and I'll turn it back on, but I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in the process. So turn that back on. The first thing that I'm talking about is this amazing 12 cents per landing page view. This is somebody clicking out of Facebook and landing on our website. Wow, 12 cents. Ignore these below averages. I don't think Facebook knows what they're talking about there because the quality must be great if we're getting clicks at that rate. You know, we generate 2,700 clicks to the website, specifically around the listings that were in this catalog. So if we look at the ad right here, aha, your ad can't display your product set, doesn't comply with something, something, something. So there might be something around the feed with KV Core, and this is an experimental feature that wasn't working in this case. But anyway, it's not really important for what I'm trying to show you guys now, because what I want to get to is explaining to you that you don't have to do all the gobbledygook and manage this, is that we have a service that will run these ads. And in addition to running these ads, it'll generate the name, email, cell number. So you're going to get that really high click-through rate. And then when somebody clicks on it, instead of going directly to your website, it's going to collect the name, email, cell that Facebook has on file. So you can see here in the middle, this was my ad. And then people can kind of click through and see the different listings. Now, in our case, it only shows the office listings, right? So, and I realized that a lot of us don't have a lot of inventory right now, just due to the nature of the market. What we're doing, and I'm pretty sure this is live already. So the click went here, right? This is what I wanted to show you. Right, so we generated some leads off this, it's fine. But what's most exciting is we just got that many people clicking through and engaging with our website and getting on our retargeting lists and everything else. Now, if you go into the marketplace and you search for this Get Buyer Leads product, kills me. It's wrongly named, in my opinion, because it's not about buyer leads. It's homeowners and renters in your market. You're going to have the person down the street who owns a house coming into this too, and opting in, right, to see details about their neighbor's house and what the pictures are and everything else. But this particular product still needs refinement, but it'll run a carousel ad and it'll generate name, email, cell phone of people directly into your database. And what we're finding is that it does it at a very, very exciting pace. There haven't been a lot of people on this program, but the first, say, 100 people who have tried this out are seeing really nice lead flow. And what we've done recently is we've said, hey, if you don't have listings, it'll actually show listings from the wider IDX feed. So basically anybody can pick this up. So take a look at it. If you have questions, you can chat into support. It is a little experimental. I'd be happy to explain a little more to you, but it is, for my money, if I was going to spend money to get leads into KV Core from one of the marketplace products, this is actually what I would buy, because I know that it's kind of like running Property Boost. That's a good way to put it. But just having a perpetual Property Boost ad running for you at all times with a carousel of listings, and the engagement is really good, and it'll generate volume. Now, before I always want to say this, it is a Facebook person sitting and seeing ads in their feed. The intent might not be very high, right? It might be somebody who's not looking to buy or sell very soon, which is why we pay so much attention to our smart campaigns and our automated listing alerts, but your cost per lead should be really good here. So that was my sales pitch. Just wanted to share that with you. And even if you don't end up getting this product, just keep in mind that carousel ads do get really high engagement if you want to create those yourself. And you can look back, it's in the archives from last month or so, that you can watch me building out this ad. I'll have to figure out why it got turned off. That's probably what happened. It probably wasn't user error. Facebook probably automatically turned it off, but I have no idea what the error might have been. I'll have to take some time to figure that out. These, of course, are something that e-commerce stores use a lot, and we're using them for home listings here. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be any issues, so maybe that was just a stray thing, or maybe we fixed it on our end since then. Yeah, no errors to fix. Okay. But if you want to know how to do that, it should be in the webinars archives in the Next Level members area. It's probably on YouTube, potentially, if you search dynamic. Anything else, guys? It's the dynamic catalog listing ads. I'll share this to everybody who's watching live, but if you go to that insiderealestate.com/webinars, it'll take you to this YouTube playlist and you'll see it there. It's right down here on, what was the date? September 14th. And there's gold in those hills, I promise. Cool. Dennis is saying review the Google ad service. Oh, okay. The actual marketplace ad service, the paid ad service. I can talk about that. And I'm not going to try to sell it too hard, and there's a reason why. Not that I don't think it's great. So the managed Google pay-per-click ad service here in marketplace, is there's a video for me here. It should generate you leads at about $10 to $20 a lead nationwide. Some markets less. The leads are higher intent, right? Meaning that they come in because they're actively searching on Google for something. So they're searching St. Pete, Florida homes. I'll just do it in my browser, St. Pete, Florida homes. And then your ad will show up when the person searches, hopefully above Zillow's or realtor.com. But Google will show it here. And what I found is actually because I'm an advertiser and I'm logged into the ad account, it doesn't usually show me ads, which is kind of smart of Google because they know they don't want other advertisers clicking and making the other person pay. That's a big problem for them. So you're not seeing the ads here, but usually it would see ad right up top. You see like a little ad thing, and then it would show your ad right here. So if the person is explicitly searched those keywords and they click through and they opt into your site, then the chances of them wanting to move or buy or sell are probably higher because they took action than it would be for a Facebook ad where they're just kind of browsing in their feed and are interrupted by an ad. So that's the point I'm trying to make. So the intent is good. The service is really good. We've been doing this thing since the days back in conversion, probably going all the way back to 2011 or 2012. I was involved in helping engineer that and also oversaw this department for a long time. So I have a lot of confidence that what's happening there when you make the order, you're getting, what would it be, about 10 years almost of data from thousands of customers. We've figured out which keywords work best, which ads work best. So you're going to be able to plug right into that from day one. And the campaign will probably work as good as any real estate campaign could work out there. If you went and hired a third-party Google Ads provider, they're not going to have the experience that we have in real estate just due to the nature of what we do. So I feel really good about marketing this and selling it. It's a 90%, 10% management fee split. So 90% of your budget here goes to the ads, and then we keep 10% for the management, which is also very competitive compared to what a third-party provider. A lot of third-party providers would want you to pay like either a 20% of spend, or they'd want, say, a monthly management fee. So if you do want to do Google Ads and you don't want to do it yourself, this definitely makes a lot of sense. The issues are, and there's a reason why it has to be like this, but the lowest budget you can do this for is $750. Right here, because there's a little bit of work on our side, and it just helps keep everybody from ordering in the same market and us competing against each other. So it's $750, and it is a little more expensive per lead than Facebook. So a lot of times we'll get people, you might get 20 to 30 leads a month. That was on the 500. So you'll probably get 40. Yeah, you'll get 40 to 60 leads a month probably. But what we hear from people often is that if they don't get a deal that first month, they want to cancel, right? But that's not the way things work. Usually it does take a few months for it to incubate. Long story short, Dennis, all I can say is that these particular ads, you can run yourself if you follow the trainings. I've done lots of webinars about it, and there's trainings directly in the members area where if you just do it exactly the way I do it, you can control this budget. You don't have to spend the whole $750, and you can get the kind of results that I'm showing. So I'm a little biased. I don't know if my team would care that much. I think everybody just wants people driving traffic to their KV Core websites. But this is almost one where I would encourage the people watching this webinar who are next level members to just go run it yourself, because you'll avoid the management fee, and you'll and you can control the budget a little bit more from day to day. That said, hey, I get it. Like some of us don't have time to be messing with this stuff. So, if you'd like to order it, I do think the service is very good and legit. So to give you an idea, one of the ads that I've shown run, when you do it manually here, St. Pete, Florida, new construction, 431 leads at $9 a lead, 11.41% conversion rate. And these are probably similar numbers to what you'll see if you go ahead and buy the service. But remember, of these 431 conversions, I'd be surprised if we have more than just a small handful of deals so far. This has been live about a year, because it just takes time, for this to ROI. Now, do I think that for the $4,000 spent for these 431 leads, that this will ROI? Well, you only really need one transaction, but over time, with what we have set up with KV Core, I would expect that a good, healthy, at least 3% of these people, that's super low. Just knowing what kind of follow-up this team is doing, but over the next few years, at least 3% of those people will order. That would be like 12 transactions. And then the numbers look really attractive. So cool. Yeah, that's a good point. Dennis is saying, I understand, because when I'm explaining how to do things, it's second nature for me, and it's not like what you do all the time. So you'll go start and try to do it. And yeah, it is time consuming. It's easy to get distracted, and some things are just better left to the experts. Yeah, I get it. I'm starting to learn that more myself. I tend to want to do everything myself, but let's even when I get some real estate leads, I want to go get the commission. I'm like, hey, this would be a lot easier to refer out, and take my 20% than to spend the next 3 months with this person, right? And all the stress that goes with it. So yeah, Dennis, just let me know if you have any more questions. You can hit me up. So Gloria's asking, what are the best and most efficient ads? Could you please provide the top 5? Let's do it. So this is a lot of you guys who watch these webinars a lot. You've seen a lot of these already, but I'm looking at one right now. A Google ad like this that offers a niche focused list of properties. In this case, new construction. The template is a number of homes, right? Hundreds of homes and condos, and put a price range, price from the low 200s. It's funny. I ran this about in January. I bet there are no more left in the low 200s. So I might have to change that. But a niche ad like this on Google works very well. You can always copy this template and swap in your area. St. Pete, Florida, new construction, St. Pete, Florida, golf homes. The keywords that I use are always just the short-term keywords, the short tail keywords like St. Pete, Florida homes, St. Pete, Florida condos. I will say about the service we provide, I'm lazy when I do these, and I know that I'm getting bulk of the traffic this way. The service we provide in Marketplace, there's hundreds of keywords in there. So you're covering all the bases. I just know that on a $10, $20 a day budget in our local, all I need is these ones to get enough traffic to be excited. So that's one example, Gloria, of a Google ad. On Facebook, the best way to go is a niche focused ad with a similar kind of template that offers a list. So I'm just trying to get back here to the example. So a similar kind of template that offers a niche focused list. The example I always show everybody, you guys are probably getting sick of it, but it's this waterfront campaign. It just works really well. So you could swap in anything here for the word waterfront. Where's my ad at? Wait for it. And it might be small on your screens. But basically it's Pinellas County waterfront homes priced from mid 100s to 17 million. I got to change that mid 100s for sure. There were some actually on like waterfront canals and things like that, but I'm going to change that because we are getting some negative feedback around that. But you can see here on Facebook, it's got this little video ad. It kind of scrolls. And then we generate leads here for about $2 or $3 a piece all day long. And what's great about these Facebook lead ads, similar to Property Boost and similar to the carousel ads I was just talking about, is when somebody clicks that, it pops the form up in Facebook with name, email, phone number. These types of ads are responsible for more business than anything else in real estate right now. I'm confident for the people who know how to leverage them and close them because they come in so cheap. I shouldn't say that. Zillow's definitely probably got this beat. Zillow generates a really high quality lead, whatever you might think of them, but it does it for like $50, $100, $500 a lead or whatever. Here you're getting the name, email, sell for $2 or $3, and then you can auto reply with Facebook. So this would be number 2, Gloria, something like this. So you would do Pinellas County waterfront homes, Pinellas County golf course homes, Pinellas County starter homes, Pinellas County fixer uppers, Pinellas County lease purchase. We've done all these examples live. It doesn't really matter what you substitute in there as long as you have a relevant image, video or image here. You put the price range and you build the rest out. It works really well. The other ads that work really well are Property Boost. So Property Boost works very similar to this. You can order Property Boost from the Marketplace, or you can build out a Property Boost ad on your own. But anything on Facebook that's just a single listing, the person clicks, they submit their info and go in. It's a really good, fast, efficient way to get a lot of leads flowing into your account. And kind of what I just showed you with that get buyer leads, it's kind of Property Boost, just evergreen, or you can order it one at a time by clicking the Property Boost tab. For video, we kind of showed one of those. I appreciate the question because it gives me something to talk about. So for video, we just showed one where I just had the listing. That was a webinar we did last week. So any video on YouTube where you're talking about a listing and telling somebody to click over, that works really well. So I'll give you a 4. All right. But my favorite is definitely these Facebook lead form ads. They just get the fact that you're getting a cell number is just awesome. We get about a 30% response rate to the initial text. So if I had to support my family tomorrow in real estate, and I was starting from a cold stop, I'd watch one of the webinars, Next Level, in the growth system section. We have webinars about how we built that waterfront. We have different, how the whole flow works. I'd figure out how to do that. Build one of those ads, even if you got to struggle with Zapier and all the other pieces that go into it, and just spend as much as you can afford to a day, because you're going to generate conversations very quickly. So Facebook lead ad here, you can see in the last month, we generated 97 leads, 48 have replied back in conversation for a 32% active lead rate. Oh, it's 48 out of 146, sorry. It's 32%, that's awesome. So it's about $6 for us to get into a conversation. So, yeah. Yeah, so Natalie's asking Zapier to connect Facebook to KV Core. Yeah, so in the process of running that waterfront ad, you are going to need a way for the data to get from Facebook into KV Core. So one of the really nice things about buying from the marketplace, doing that Get Buyer Leads product or ordering Property Boost, is that process is done via API. We built a bridge. It's all code that makes it happen seamlessly. But if you're trying to run the ads yourself, you'll need to use Zapier to push the lead in. And there's lots of training in the members area about this. We actually did a lease purchase session last 3 weeks ago, where I ran a lease purchase ad. And in that session, I actually walked through step-by-step doing the Zap and everything else that went into that. So I'll share that to you guys now. And you'll see other kind of case studies and walkthroughs from the last year inside of the members area for Next Level. But if you kind of want a step-by-step that you can follow for any niche, there's the link, everybody. I'm dropping that live. I promise you need to think about it this way though. You need to think, hey, I'm going to spend $1,000, or I'm going to spend, like, my budget is $10 or $20 a day. So for 30 days, that would be $300 a month at $10, right? And I'm going to do it for 6 months. So I'm going to invest $2,000 in my business. It won't be all at once. It'll just be kind of, day by day. But at the end of that $2,000, hopefully I have, what would I have? I might have 500 leads. If 32% of those leads follow up, what is that? That's 100 people have texted me back. If I can close out of those 100 people in the next year, can I close 5 of them? Probably, if they're, if you're proactive and you stay on top of them. So, and the numbers only get better over time. The longer somebody sits in KV Core and gets automated alerts from you, the more often you're inviting people to open houses and sending out mass emails that let them know about your new listings, all that stuff. The conversion rates just go up. So a good question, Natalie. What about API Nation? Yeah, sorry. I always forget API Nation. You definitely can use API Nation to bridge the lead over. I believe you can only use it for one campaign though. So, but yes, the first time you do it, you can use API Nation. Every time I try to use it, it's like not working or buggy, but I know a lot of people use it. So I don't want to badmouth API Nation. I'm just saying I've had trouble getting it to work. And if I want to run multiple campaigns, I found that I just would rather, go straight to Zapier. You can't get it to work either. Yeah, try support again. That's the thing. They're a partner of ours, but I know that there's been issues there on and off, and it never seems to have gotten. Doesn't seem like it ever works correctly. And I kind of throw my hands up in the air and go, well, I'd rather spend the $20 or so a month for Zapier, and then I can build. There's all kinds of other stuff you can do with Zapier that's very interesting. One thing I like to do, just a little ninja hack, when you build the Zaps for this, you can send a Gmail directly from your Gmail account, or you can send a lead over to your lender. There's all kinds of other things that opens the door for. So let me just see if I can get this to work. But try it out. I'm sure if they charged for it, we should talk to them. They provide it for free, and I wonder if that's why it's not so supported. But if they charged $5 for it, It's cheaper than Zapier. So maybe I need to talk to them about that. But yeah, it still works. Now, word of caution, we don't know how long Facebook's going to let this lead ads thing go for. It's been about 7, 8, 9 years. So I keep getting this error. It's been about, so it hasn't gone away, but what happens tomorrow if Facebook takes that away? Well, we need other sources. That's why I'm always talking about Google, YouTube. We need to diversify, direct mail, the actual creative of what you're offering, a niche focused search, waterfront homes, fixer uppers, that formula should still work for a long time because you're niching down and you're doing something more interesting than your competitors are doing. The traffic source right now that works best is these Facebook lead ads, but we need to know how to do everything so that if one source gets shut off, we can focus on another. Good question. Natalie says, if I posted and boosted a squeeze, those drop directly to KV Core. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, when you build a squeeze link, you're actually going to add a hashtag, you're going to add the source. And when you share that and boost it, if you use a boost ad on Facebook, if those leads come in, they will go into KV Core. The only thing is the rate at which people opt in for those is about 3 or 4%. In all my testing, it's a lot lower than the lead ads, but yes, you can, if you do that, the leads come straight in. And if you do it with consistency, you can generate a lot of leads. It's just, if I were to spend $100 on a Facebook ad for driving traffic to a squeeze link versus driving traffic to a Facebook lead form, I would generate about 4 or 5 leads tops driving to the squeeze link for the $100. But for the same $100, I'd probably generate 20 to 30 leads using the lead form, and I would get the real cell number every time. Well, not every time. People change the cell number sometimes, but Facebook pre-fills the cell number. So in most cases, when the auto text goes out from KV Core from your smart campaign, it's actually going to the right person. One of my favorite complaints I hear from Property Boost is people, they say, well, the guy said they didn't mean to do it, or it was the wrong number. And I'm like, it could have been in some cases, but they just didn't want to talk to you. Because like 1 out of 10 times, yes, maybe the person like switched the number up, or maybe they forgot they submitted the ad, but something about your approach when you called turned them off, and I'm just saying, you just saw the numbers. We get 30% of people to actually reply back if you ask the right questions and your scripts are good. So yeah, I'm giving you guys long-winded answers. Sorry. Thanks, Gina Marie. Thanks for emailing me too. If you replied to that email, I probably just haven't seen it yet, by the way. Cool. All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, I think that was good. My throat's getting a little sore, and maybe we can call it a day. Just to remind you, it'll be pretty cool starting next week. There'll be lots going on that training calendar. There'll still be a session Monday through Thursday. There'll be 4 sessions a week where you can hop on with me or another trainer. Those won't necessarily be next level, even though I'm sure we'll get a little geeky there. They'll be more about you coming on and saying, hey, this is what I want to talk about. And you'll hear what other people are talking about. So it'll be more like office hours in college. And then we'll have that product updates webinar, and I will definitely do something next level once a week moving forward. Okay, thanks, Gloria. Yeah, thanks for the questions. Thanks, Dennis. And talk to you guys soon. We'll see you next week.